What's goody, comrades? You're on the Joey Class Podcast, episode 2. And let me just start off by saying a big fuck you to Joe Biden and Mark Zuckerberg. No specific reasons. Just they have that face, right? That you just want to say fuck you to them. Like Joe Biden has like a sort of synonymous name now with the decrepit crypt keeper, while Mark Zuckerberg looks like SpongeBob when he's like normal Bob. Remember, with like the whole circular face and it just sort of looks like rubber? That's like Mark Zuckerberg's natural face. So just big fuck yous to them. Because there's just something disgusting about them. I don't know. I just can't deal with it. Guys, I'm also a bit sick, stuffy. It's kind of even the reason why I'm home. Instead of fucking slaving hours and hours at this damn job of mine. But gotta take advantage. Not necessarily take advantage, but like you gotta rest when you need it. You know, because a little cold or whatever, it ain't too big of a deal. But especially if you're working outside all damn day, man, that the fucking New Jersey cold is here. Winter is here. I don't care if it's not really winter, or when is winter? Today. That's what it is. That's what it feels like. Shit. So again, yeah, if I sound a little crazy, big fuck you too. You know, you don't gotta listen to this shit. I mean, no, you know what? The cool thing about this right now is that I don't have people listening. I'm not promoting this on social media. The people that get first dibs are my subscribers already, which I'm sure they'll probably look at this for like a minute and they're like, yeah, I'm not about this, bro. Subscribe. And I guess the algorithm. So, which is why the point of even doing this, right, on a consistent basis, trying to push myself to do more creative shit. I dropped it last week on Wednesday. I had some time to edit it because I recorded it on Monday, but today is Wednesday, so I'm gonna have to drop it just like this. So it's only gonna be one shot. If we fuck up, we fuck up. But I'm gonna do this shit South Park style. That's when they dropped every episode, right? Every Wednesday. And there was that documentary, I forgot what it was called, but when it showed that process of how they did it. And I remember being on the edge of my seat when they got to like a Monday and they still weren't ready. And just to show you, bro, obviously they have a whole team of creative powerhouses there, but shit like that could be done. So yeah, a small little runoff onto that because I gotta drop this. I gotta stay consistent. And motivation is the best key, right? Like if you ain't continuing what you was doing, you let that thing slip for like 2 days or at least 3 times and you're done. You know, getting back on that horse is tough. It's tough. But oh, you can hear the beard scratching. I should get into like some ASMR shit. But last week was actually a pretty crazy week. Actually, it was very eventful. Seen some cool shit. Was at a concert. Thanksgiving was definitely a success. I remember last time we were talking about it, where everybody was doubting me, and I'll get into that. Like I'll get into just how successful that day was, man. But what else was new after the week? Oh, I'm in a relationship. And I thought about this funny thing, right? Like your relationship isn't real unless it's authenticated by the blockchain, which eventually Facebook is the meta now, right? So now your relationship status has to be confirmed by the metaverse to be real. Oh man. I remember that was such a big thing, right? Like relationship status on Facebook, because even the old people were doing it, right? They were rushing to put, this was my partner, and to state it all out, anniversaries, and when somebody would break up or get with somebody else, it was such a dramatic moment. Even the Social Network movie played that up, right? Like that whole idea of we have to install the relationship status because that's what people care about. And it is this sort of primal, just, I guess, urge to really know. Some ASMR for your ass. But I guess it is this primal urge to know, like, somebody's status, right? Are they with somebody? Are they looking? Are they single? Are they, as the famous one was, in a complicated situationships and shit. And it's cool. Like my girl and I we're not really rushing with the public labels, but we've said it to each other and to the people close to us, and I think that's the most important and the only way that it should be done in the beginning, right? Um, and it's cool. It's really nice. I was talking to a good friend of mine who hasn't been in a relationship for over 15 years. Definitely an anomaly. Fucks mad bitches. Right, like don't get it twisted. He's not like this weirdo, or well, he is a weirdo because to not be in a relationship for 15 years is pretty crazy, and he acknowledges that. And he was reading something to me that was interesting because when he heard that I was in a relationship, it just really showed, like, I guess he saw the reflection of that he hasn't been in a relationship in a long time and that it's not a good thing. So he read this thing to me where, and I'm paraphrasing here, but it was essentially saying that when you're in a relationship, that is when you are growing the most. It's basically when you're going to be at your best self. And that you shouldn't hide from being in a relationship. You shouldn't shy away from it. It's, when you're in a relationship and it's done, dead it, end it. Like, he definitely, what he was reading was saying that once a relationship is supposed to be over, it's over. And then you move on. And then you be single, you rediscover yourself, you kind of reflect on that time, and then you make your self adjustments. But do not deny that next relationship. And my last one was pretty chaotic. Beautiful in its own ways, but definitely destructive in a lot of other ones. But a lot of lessons. A lot of lessons. And the time between that, the ending of that one and the beginning of this one, right? That was probably like a whole year. And in that time was a lot of discovery, a lot of self-reflection, and a lot of uh, reconfiguring what it was that I needed and wanted, while also sort of establishing at that point in my life throughout the year what exactly was I doing with my life. And I know what I'm trying to say. I just don't want to fucking get tripped up a little bit. But reaching a point where now this other person is sort of, I want them to be in my life. And I don't want to be scared of also being happy for that. Wish. Let me get this all out. Oh, god damn. Where was I? Yo, that cough beat the shit out of me. Is it Omiricon? Is that how you say it? Omiricon? The variant? But yeah, no, so it was just nice. It was a good timing of it. And what he said really kind of brought that to my attention, where I didn't feel scared, right? I didn't feel like it's very, you know, you have to tell your partner like before you, when you guys sort of establish that it's real, right? You're my boyfriend, you're my girlfriend, because you do have to make that clear to the other person. It There's mad people out there that think they're in relationships, but they're not in reality. You have to define that. And that's scary because that's basically, especially in this day and age, right? With Tinder and the fucking shitty ass Facebook dating, which is just a bullshit app. But it really shows that once you make that decision to be with somebody, you're denying all of that, right? You're denying this doom scrolling of choices that are out there, that it's very easy to just look at it and be like, well, the person that's perfect, the person that is absolutely right for me is here. I just gotta find the right one. And some people get lucky. I don't think it's a lot. I really do think it's mainly people getting their sort of just dopamine hits, and instead of it being Instagram and then seeing what their peers and their influencers or the people that are influenced by are doing in their daily lives, or Twitter, where they're trying to like look at what little quirky things people are trying to say or little nuggets of information that people are dropping. But with Tinder and Facebook dating, it's like this little dopamine hit of what could be, of what fantasy could be real, or what is kind of realistically attainable. And just these companies profiting off of that, right? Profiting off the making ghosting and making that search for the fantasy profitable, right? Like with Tinder Gold and shit like that. Like, it's just a mess. It's just a mess. So finally, when you're able to really just find somebody and accept that, like, oh wow, I just want to be with this person, and wow, this person wants to be with me. It's truly special in this generation, I feel. It sounds very melodramatic to say, but I feel like it's a pretty fucking real statement. And what was I gonna say about that? I'm gonna cough. Give me a second. No, just that my relationship status now on the blockchain is in a relationship, and it's already kind of proven. It's already proven to be interesting because it was right before Thanksgiving, right? And I knew she was gonna sort of help me for this Thanksgiving thing because I was telling everybody I was gonna make this turkey and things like that, and I had the instructions to do it, but it's still a very intimidating process to do by yourself when you've never done it before. So I knew I wanted a little help, right? But it became different. It became now sort of our, I kind of want to say it was almost our Thanksgiving, right? This was like the first Thanksgiving we were going to have as a couple. My friends and family were coming. And, with the intimacy that we shared before and kind of going into it, like, I really wanted it to make it cool. And we did. Like, we did butter the fucking turkey. Crazy butter. I mean, like, the recipe called for 1 stick of butter, and we slapped like 4 or 5 sticks on that bitch. Like, then when you see, I'll see if I can put the pictures right up here. But when you see the fucking the recipe turkey, and then when you saw ours, that turkey looked like a fucking unseasoned white turkey. Like, it looked fucked up. Because I was questioning, I'm like, damn, did we put too much butter? And I'm like, no, that one doesn't have enough butter. But, oh my gosh. As that shit was cooking all day, so Wednesday night, right, was the preparation. Thursday morning was the just the cooking of everything. I did the sweet potato candy yams, right? And there were no cans, right? Just the actual sweet potatoes boiled out. Oh, it was amazing. Made banana bread edibles in little cupcakes. Oh my gosh, so strong as fuck. and then and then everybody just eating them right at the dinner. It was just beautiful. And everybody else brought something, right? Mac and cheese, stuffing. Uh, One of my cousin's boyfriends brought this delicious buffalo dip. Oh, we had champagne. We was popping bottles. I think we had like 3 champagne bottles of just mimosas. Shots of aguardiente. Oh, and even the reason why we were even having it, right? Because most of my family went to Florida to do their Thanksgiving. We got word, I think the day of Thanksgiving, of like just some family drama. Right, I think it got as bad as somebody spitting in somebody's face. Asquerosos. Like last week, remember? And it just like really highlighted that like, yo, we're so fucking lucky we're not over there and that we're here. And that this Thanksgiving is the blessed one. Wow, that one is just a fucking family mess. And there was no drama on this one, right? It was perfect. Just perfect in every way, man. That day also, right, we were playing mad video games. Hookah. My daughter was there with my cousins, boyfriend's little kids, and then it was just a great day, man. Very innocent, very beautiful. Yeah, man. Full of love. Full of love. And it was cool because it sort of seemed to take the meaning of Thanksgiving, right? To be grateful for friends and family, and really put it all out there to show, to really see. It was, yeah, no, it was very gratifying. Sorry, getting all like emotional and shit. So that was Thursday. Friday. Oh my God. My boy Tommy, lead singer of the incredible band 4. Now, you know what? I'll probably put one of their tracks on at the end of this. And my boy Face Cadet. We all went to go see Streetlight Manifesto, a New Brunswick, band straight out of Jersey, right? With a Jersey style, but it was like a ska band that like did like mix of punk, almost like I don't want to say Celtic music, but a lot of oi oi oi, haze and O's, and dude, it was just madness. It was fucking pandemonium. Like when we went there at the Starland, completely super spreader event. There was probably Omicron all over people's breasts, but nobody gave a fuck, man. We were in the middle of this pit. I'll put up a little video right here of the fucking madness of the pit, but it was just like, dude, like you could feel it. You could feel that everybody was just trying to get it all out, because as soon as the band came, it was just madness. It was Battle of the Bastards madness, to the point where I'm like literally out of breath by the third song, and I had to get out of the pit. Yeah, I'm 30, bro. Like I thought I could throw down, and I was getting my ass handed to me by these fucking kids, man. A lot of young kids, but like they were throwing down. There was like maybe 5 crowd surfers per minute for legit the whole show. Like I was surprised. Like people just wanted to go crazy, man. And I had they got a new fan. But I didn't know any lyrics. And when I was in the pit, people would grab me, stare at me. You know when you're in the middle of a pit and you just sort of realize that somebody's there, and you guys both look at each other with like these deer eyes. And then he starts yelling the lyrics, rah, 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 rah. And I'm like, I'm trying to mouth it, but like with the breaks and everything, it's not working. I had to like just fly back into the vortex of the pit in shame. Because I was trying to pass off some knowledge. It wasn't working. And that kind of like, that's also why after like the third song, I kind of stood out because I was feeling alienated by the fucking collective hypnosis of this crowd that knew every fucking lyric, or at least it seemed that way from the sides and shit. But shout out to my boy Face Cadet, bro. He was throwing down in the pit with me. That's a friend for life, bro. Anybody that could be in the pit. And the thing is, like, we would lose each other, and I'm like, looking. All of a sudden, I feel a hand, and I see him, and then all of a sudden, the pit comes again, and it's just we disappear. We did get lost. Like, we had to kind of return to home base. Probably like 4 or 5 songs in, but it was madness, man. Very liberating. Very liberating. Yeah. My fucking Converses were stomped out. They were black and white, and then like at the end of the night, they were just filthy black. Filthy black. Oh, and we all took a banana bread edible on the way there. So, shit was heightened for sure. For sure, man. Saturday through Sunday. Just filled with mainly just some good shows, man. Like, finished Cowboy Bebop. That shit was dope. I don't care what anybody says. Yeah, what? No, like I ain't even gonna mention it. Like, the anime is the anime, but this live action one, they're doing it right, and it's giving me a lot of hope for the future. A lot of hope for what could be. So let me just fucking move this shit out of what's possible. Very, very dope show. Very dope show. Saturday, my daughter was also, she was a little sick. When she gets sick, she gets very cuddly. That's how I know she's sick too. Like when she just wants to like just sit back and cuddle. And she'll watch anything. So I'm like, I bet. So we're just gonna go through Netflix. I'm gonna put on some shit I want to watch. 'Cause I'm tired of watching PJ Masks or what have you. We'll watch One Piece here and there, but he loves that PJ Masks. And then we saw Tick Tick Boom of the guy who, I sound pretty disrespectful not remembering his name. Jonathan Larson, guy who made the theater production Rent, and I guess it's just his life before that, right? It's this very existential. I gotta make something before I hit 30, and then they framed it because I knew nothing of Rent or this guy, and they definitely framed it in a way where, because of the whole AIDS epidemic and people were dying, in their like mid-20s and late 20s, like I could see how if you're in that scene, you would definitely think that there's this fear, like I gotta make this shit happen, and it definitely resonated with me in that sense where, I am 30 and I'm still having those those aspirations to do something more creative instead of sticking with this New Jersey blue collar labor security jobs, right? Security in the sense that, with this job you're set, stay here for 25 years, 30 years, retire with a bad back, and, go to the shore every once in a while. Nah. It's not it. It ain't it. It ain't it, Chief. It ain't it. But, it was a pretty good movie, right? Lin-Manuel Miranda on the songs and shit. So you already know. You know the vibes. Which reminds me, I have to watch that Encanto movie. Gotta watch that with my daughter. And then, in the movie, he had I guess his musical aspiration or inspiration was this Steven. Fuck, I gotta edit those out. Steven Sondheim. Yeah, Steven Sondheim, the guy that was like just his idol, and I had no idea about this guy. Like, excuse me, but I am not up on this world. But then it's just crazy because the next day, the motherfucker dies, the Steven guy. And I'm like, whoa, that's kind of weird. And I didn't even know that Jonathan Larson kid died. I was like, oh, that was pretty sad. You even get to see, Rent in the on Broadway. So it was just a weird kind of parallel right there that happened, that I caught the movie the day before the idol that was pretty prominent in that film too. I mean, it wasn't played by him, but still, then died the next day. And then everybody was like mourning this guy, so I was like, oh, I'm out of the loop here. But it was cool. I like that. Like, my daughter was watching it with me, right? Like, that was pretty cool. And then after that, we started watching Arcane. Yo, I played League like maybe 5-6 times at most. Cool game. Not my thing that I want to do all the time, but still cool game. But this show, bro, like, whew, animation, the story, like, you're literally on the edge of your seat sometimes on some of these dramatic sequences with all the magic and the science, and very cool, man. Very cool show. It definitely made me want to revisit League of Legends, just because the characters were very interesting, and yeah, man, I finished that shit within a day. Within a day, poof, we did that. And then Sunday I worked, Monday I worked basically all day. And then Monday night, I already knew I was getting the same sniffles. My daughter was sick for like the past 2 days, and then I knew it was hitting me. And then once I can't breathe in my nose, and then my throat starts getting sore, I'm like, oh fuck, bro. I'm preparing for the next 2 days because I always just get fucked up. This is my second day now, but sounds so sick. I look sick too, right? But yeah. So once Monday night was happening, I was already preparing, and then I even went to the doctor's earlier, and my car fucking died in the parking lot. It's just so annoying, man. And now to think that I gotta probably get the whole new car, the process of that, because this car's just been giving me so many issues. Luckily, my new girlfriend was able to pick me up. Was able to drop her off at work, and then she was like, "Yo, just hold on to my car for the day." And I'm like, "Damn, bro, like, it's crazy. It's just crazy." Shout out to her, bro, because that really helped me out. Really helped me out, and again, it's beautiful. Love always wins, man. But, my car, it's a 2003 Cadillac Escalade. Used to belong to my grandfather. And, kind of like my grandfather's deteriorated. My grandfather has Parkinson's. And I remember when he first got the car, right? He's a very kind of flashy guy, right? Likes his gold, likes his jewelry. Used to run a nightclub back here in Elizabeth, back in the day. And that was during the heyday of salsa. And, so he was kind of like the man. He was the man back in the day, so he liked to flaunt it. And I remember when he had this Escalade, and then that was the time I was like a teenager, right? I just started my first job at AMC Theaters, and I used to take the car to go to work sometimes, and then people would look at me like, "Yo, you riding this Escalade?" Yeah, very casual. Everybody remembers the rides on those Escalades, right? It was different. It was different. Had a 6 CD channel changer. Had the fanciest fucking little clock that's like in the not the dashboard, but in the little middle console and shit above the cigarette holder. I'm gonna cough again, guys. Hold on. This coffee is not helping, but caffeine is life. And yeah, no, it was just a very cool car. And it was cool that we kind of grew up with the car, right? We had a lot of our first experiences. I drove my cousin to her quinceañera with that car. The amount of times we would go to, Six Flags as a big family with the big fucking third seat in the back. It was just, it was nice. There were fun memories attached to that. My grandparents moved to Florida. They brought it with them, and then the car just basically started, deteriorating, rusting. Tires would always go flat. The starter was giving troubles. The clock stopped working, and it was almost synonymous with my grandfather falling into Parkinson's. Right, he started kind of losing sense of everything around him, shaking. Right, kind of like the way the engine of the car is shaking, and not looking as upright and tall. Like my grandfather's like 6'2", 6'3". Now he's very bent, doesn't walk as tall, and kind of like the rust on the Escalade, right? Doesn't gleam as much as it used to. And I bought it off of them once somebody crashed my old Volkswagen, and with the insurance money that I got, I paid for the car carrier, those big trucks, to bring it over to Jersey. And since it was already paid off, like I just, I was like figured like okay, I'll take care of it. I had to get a new headlights, and those shits are expensive. And then I had to get a new starter because it wasn't working. After like a month, the car died. Had to get it towed. Had to do something else. We had to replace the front tires because every 2 or 3 days it would completely deflate, no matter what we did. And even now, like the one tire, it just takes longer, but it'll be like a week, and then it's already starting to kind of noticeably go down. So I don't know what the fuck's going on, but there's that. I have my own like little air pump just to hook up and just self inflate, every week. And then now this. And then it's sheesh, I don't want this shit to sound like an omen of my grandfather, but I feel like the Escalade is really reaching its last points. And that's it's a little scary. It's a little scary. Nah, I don't want to say scary, but it's a little just disappointing and very sad because it's very easy to just sort of sell the car. The process is not of selling a car and then getting a new one, but of letting a car go. If you had it for a little bit, then you just it crashes, or it's just time to get a new one. You're excited for the new one. You get the money for the old one, and then that. But this one, it's been in my family. It's been in my family for nearly 20 years. If they got it like when that shit was kind of like either first year or that year. So if I held it on for another, 2 or 3 years, that shit would have been 20 years old. But just the fact that it was even over 15 and it passed down to me was pretty incredible. Just last over Halloween, right? We went to Six Flags, right? It's a very Jersey thing, right? Doing a Fright Fest. And my cousin came from Florida, brought his lady, one of my other cousins, and they had their significant others. And we opened up the back of the back seating of the Escalade. We fit like 8 people in the truck. And the shit, it rumbles. And then everybody's asking me like, yo, is this shit gonna make it to Six Flags? Like an hour drive. And then I remember my cousin was like, yo, bro, Fright Fest starts right now. Yeah, but we made it. We made it. And I did. I took other couple of long drives with him. And it's treated me nice, right? It's treated my family very nice. A lot of memories attached. And I don't know how to just easily let it go. Or like, I think now knowing that I might have to is just putting this weird melancholic air around things. Making me think of a lot about just those old times and what it means for even a car to like store memories on. Because they have these moments that are inside the car, on the exterior of the car, with problems the car had, and the ways you had to kind of fix it, or ways the car kind of helped fix problems that you were in, situations that you were in, right? So it's a little weird. It's weird, but such is life. Such is life, man. And now to think that I got to do this whole, actually look for a reliable car. I can't just pick any willy nilly, junk off the street. I got my daughter to think about, and this car it had that risk already, and I figured I could put some more time onto it. But look, even just a couple of months, any more money I would put into it would just be a waste at this point. And then it's kind of like I can't afford to do that, and I didn't really want to get into leasing a car, or even making monthly payments, because then you got to have like the top insurance, and that's just an extra expense. That's like, fuck, man, that's putting a little monkey wrench in my plan of scaling back from full time to part time when the next bid comes. So that's definitely got me like a little like, oh fuck, and but it's all right though. There's still time to sort of process all that and figure it out. Sometimes these things happen so that it can leave room for more opportunities to come after it, and that's how I'm trying to think of everything. But that process is going to be ish. Well, I still got to drive over there tonight with a battery thing, because it's probably just a battery, and if I can give it a boost and it looks all good, then I could probably make it last a little bit longer. But the time's coming, and I got to prepare for it. And that's not always my best thing, knowing that that change is coming. But I think when you sense it, you got to kind of walk towards it. So, that was that with the car. And then yeah, let's see what else. Because I've been talking for 37 minutes. I'm going to try to keep these at 30. 30 to 45 to an hour. Not more than that. Because I don't feel like I got that much to say every week. But, we're going to keep trying. Ooh, but what I did see, the movie I saw today, right? On my little sick day, I got some time, smoke a little something. But I saw the movie I'm No Longer Here, about this 17-year-old Mexican kid from Monterrey is into like this counterculture of cumbia, right? Of Colombian cumbia, but slowed down, like chopped and screwed. It's like a chopped and screwed version of cumbia. And then he gets involved in like some little misunderstanding, right, with another gang, and then he has to kind of flee to the United States. And then, I don't want to give too much out. I don't want to, give spoilers, but it was just a really cool movie about holding on to your identity, holding on to the culture that you're a part of. And you know what? Spoiler alert. If you really want to see, if you're like me, you don't want no spoilers, just skip up like a minute. But there was a cool point in the film where he goes to the States. He's challenged in all these other aspects, right? He meets this Colombian sex worker, and she's kind of like making fun of him. He's got this crazy hair where it's like these long little fucking bangs on the side, and then like little fucking lemon thing happening here. And then people are making fun of him, and then he's like not feeling that. He eventually gets deported back to Mexico, and the whole culture is kind of dead. Like the thing that made him him wasn't there anymore. And then it's kind of like the film's title, right? I'm No Longer Here. And it was a really cool exploration into the cultures that make you, and then what do you do when it doesn't exist anymore, right? Especially, me growing up as a as a kid of immigrants. Well, I was raised by my grandparents, right? So I definitely had this weird sense of I'm raised in my house in a Colombian sense, but out in the street, out in Elizabeth, New Jersey during early 2000s, it was just it was different. It was different than what was going on in the house, and you really do attach yourself to the identities of where you're growing up and who your friends were at that point. There was a lot of like little mini local gang life. Nothing too crazy, but that was the time of Dipset, right? That was the time of LOX. Everybody had their own little crews. And, you go back, and now with the wisdom of age, right? And just seeing what the city is like now, it's like, all that's kind of gone. So then it sort of states, well, what was that shit that I had then? Did it really exist? Well, of course it existed, but like, how much of that really do you keep? So I think the movie was like a really cool look into that. It was very real. It's very honest. And I think it's worth checking out because there is this sort of profound. It leaves you with more questions than answers because it doesn't answer anything. He's kind of back where he started, but then it's with everything that's happened, nothing's really changed. If anything, there's more of a loss of who you are as a person, which is why I think the title is just a great one. All right, guys, you know what? I'm gonna end it there. I was gonna go into this Omicron variant shit. I probably got it. But this is getting ridiculous, bro. Fucking motherfucking Fauci, bro. Shit's just getting weird, man. It's just like this shit's never gonna end. And then it's like, what's the point? After kind of doing this whole essential worker shit, right? We were called heroes. And then a year later, they're wanting to fire us for not wanting to get the vaccine. And the first dude with the first case of the Omicron variant is found in California because he came from South Africa. My man was vaccinated, had the 2 shots, didn't have a booster. They really mentioned that he didn't have a booster. And it's almost like they're like saying, well, because he didn't have a booster, it was a problem. And that he's in self-quarantine, he hasn't met anybody yet, as if like, okay, we got this under control. But it's like, come on, dude. That shit within like a few weeks is going to be all over the country. And then it's like another reason to do another round of all this just talking, right? I don't know. It's very weird. I mean, I was just at a crazy ass concert. There's probably mad COVID up in there. But I mean, it's like, how long are we going to be doing all this shit? Anyway, comrades, thank you. I'm going to be putting on a song from my boys, 4, that you got to listen to. They just dropped their EP on Spotify. And I'm glad for you guys taking this time to listen, right, to the bullshit. This ain't going to be on a podcast well, right now I'm just keeping it on YouTube because I'm like, why am I going to fucking pay anything monthly? If I'm not even going to do this 5 times on YouTube, then I don't deserve to pay anything to put it on anything else. I'm not promoting it either. So we're just going to go ahead. If you're rocking with this, I fuck with you. All right, comrades. Take it easy. Stay blessed. Watch Arcane. Watch I'm No Longer Here.